Yo, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to another one of these FIFA 18 Ultimate Team Potential Player Ratings video. So, we've done a couple of videos on the Prem, which of course went down very well. Thank you for the support on that. I greatly appreciate it. And I've also covered the Bundesliga, talking about 10 or so of the players in that league that either did very well last season or just are very popular in general. I tried to give a nice sort of wide variation of different types of players, not just the out-and-out strikers, but we'll go through like some defenders, even a goalkeeper or two here or there, some midfielders, and then some attackers as well. So I've moved on to the Italian league today, the Serie A, the Calcio A as it's sometimes known in-game, and I have another good list of players that we can talk about today. So if you would be so kind as to hit that thumbs up button at the start of this video, I would greatly appreciate it. Let's try and hit 1,000 likes on this video. It would make my day. Now if you would also leave a comment, or two maybe, whatever you fancy, maybe list a couple of players from maybe a different league, you know, the French Ligue 1, the La Liga, something like that, or maybe even players that I've missed in the Serie A that you would love to know the rating prediction for, and I'll cover them in a separate video after this one. And of course, subscribe to my channel for all sorts of this type of content and FIFA 18 gameplay as and when that's available. So let's get into this then. The first player I want to talk about today is Curley Barley, one of my favourite centre-backs in FIFA 17 Ultimate Team. Now this guy had an absolutely outstanding season and I believe got a ratings refresh during FIFA 17 and was boosted up to an 83 overall. He's been one of the more usable centre-backs. He's of course very tall, 6'5", and he's quite an aggressive defender with good pace. It's not often you see someone who is so tall have such good pace. I think we're also going to see a big upgrade to this guy, like a +2 to an 85 overall rated centre-back for Napoli. That would be pretty amazing, and it would also make him one of the top tier defenders in the Serie A. In terms of like what that's going to cost you, I think, you know, around 45 to maybe even like 70k, depending on how expensive players are in that league at the start of the game. And in terms of stats, he's going to start off with some very high pace and very high defending and physical stats as well. Looking forward to the potential Curley Barley in FIFA 18. And if he does well like last year, we're thinking, you know, potential informs again, maybe even a team of the season. They're going to cost you, but he's going to be awesome. And you can feel very safe in defence in your Serie A team. Another one of the popular defenders in that league last season, actually, you know, he's a fullback, he's not a centre-back. It is, of course, Sandro. The Brazilian plays for Juventus, and he's now going to have a perfect link, I believe, in Douglas Costa, right? Signed from Bayern. So that makes him probably a little bit more popular again this year than he was last year. And the fact that I think he's going to get himself an upgrade of around +1, +2 to an 85 or an 86 rated fullback. I think it's time that he got that upgrade. Again, he's a top performer for Juventus, a very, very solid wingback or fullback, whatever you want to call him. And in terms of stats on FIFA 18, we could be seeing, or we could be staring at right now, one of the most usable fullbacks on the game. 88 pace, fantastic dribbling, really good defending and physical stats for a player in the fullback position. I think he's going to be incredibly usable and he'll set you back a pretty penny as well. Having that Brazilian nation is also going to add a little bit to that because of course you could just build a Brazil team and have Neymar at left wing and all that sort of stuff and that would work perfectly. I think you'll probably pay around 60 to 80,000 coins for a player like this at the start of the game, and then if he does pick himself up an inform or two, we're looking at around sort of 300k, and he'll be working his way to another team of the season, which of course this year on FIFA 17 was a member of Club 80. So could we see that again in FUT 18? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? So the final defender that I want to talk about in today's video is Bernucci. He moved from one Italian club to the other. He's gone to AC Milan, and well, he's had an 87 rated card on FIFA 17 Ultimate Team, but he just is one of the top defenders in that league, in the world even. He's an absolute top performer and a class centre-back in real-world football. So that needs to be shown in FIFA as well, right? I'm thinking a +2 upgrade to an 89 rated centre-back by default. That literally puts him up there in terms of the top defenders alongside the likes of, I don't know, like Sergio Ramos, Thiago Silva, those sorts of players. With the AC Milan badge as well comes the potential for him to have a ones to watch item. That would be pretty cool if you can go ahead and pack yourself that in the start of FIFA 18. You're going to be buzzing as he gets informs throughout the year, if that happens. He got a couple this year, I believe. And, well, decent stats in the defensive department, and the physical department is not looking too shabby either. I think he'd be one of the more usable, and imagine partnering Bernucci next to, like Bernucci, with someone with such class, next to someone like Curley Barley, who's super aggressive and just like really works on FIFA. I think that could be an absolutely amazing combo. You could have a really solid Serie A defence. So I know it's sort of backwards to move from defenders to a goalkeeper, but let's talk about Donnarumma, shall we? I'm not sure how the Milan fans see this guy at this point in time. I'm not sure since he signed a new contract or whatever it was that they now like him or hate him. Let me know if you know anything about this. But what you can say is that this guy's going to get himself an upgrade. Now, he got himself an upgrade in FIFA 17. But I think after a solid season, I think this guy is going to be rated around an 80 and 81 at the start of FIFA 18 Ultimate Team. And with that comes decent, like, diving in reflexes, better than his previous items again. And it makes him one of the more usable keepers in the league that's just not really going to break the bank. Yeah, he might cost you 5k at the start of the game, but with the Serie A having quite a lot of like 80 to 84 rated goalkeepers, he'll soon start to sort of merge into all of that, and the coin cost will start coming down and down and down. And he could get himself informs throughout the year. He has had 1 or 2 informs in FIFA 17, so imagine that to happen again in FIFA 18. The stats could be even better, the ratings could be even higher, and I think he would probably be one of the most usable goalkeepers in that league if he was to get himself some special items throughout the year. We're talking 89 diving, 90 reflexes, decent handling and positioning as well. You know, he's probably going to cost you a pretty penny, but maybe not as much as something like an inform Handanovic or Buffon or something like that. So let's move away from defenders altogether, shall we? Let's get onto some midfielders right now, and let's talk about Napoli Centre Mid, Marek Hamšík. A great season in the Serie A again. This guy gets goals from midfield and assists as well. Pretty sure his stats say something like 12 goals and 10 assists throughout the year last year, which for a centre mid is actually very, very impressive. And I think we'll see a +2 overall upgrade to sort of show that and put him into that more elite category of the 87 rated centre midfielder. With that comes better stats, and we're looking at around 85 dribbling, 86 passing, and just a very, very well-rounded player that's definitely going to be usable in your Serie A midfield. Serie A is normally a league which has actually got quite a lot of good midfielders. We're talking Marchisio, we're talking Golan, Pjanic, all sorts of players like that. So you're going to have a pretty rock solid midfield as well as a pretty rock solid defence. As I think about it, it's becoming more and more of the very strong and popular leagues in FIFA. You can make a really strong team in this Italian league. Now, I still think we'll see 3-star skill moves and a 4-star weak foot on this player, and I think he's going to cost you somewhere around sort of 70,000 coins at the start of the game if he does get that 87 rating. When he starts getting informs, which is no doubt going to happen, we're talking around 300k onwards, depending on how many he gets. He could be, once again, in for a team of the season. I think he ended up as like a 94 in FIFA 17. Let's hope that can happen again. So from one top performing midfielder to another, it is Raja 9 Golan. Now, this is another midfielder in the Serie A that actually gets goals for his team. I think pretty much a similar scenario to Hamšík. He got like 10 or 11 goals or something in the league last year, which again is ridiculous for a centre midfielder. But a great playmaker, a great defensive midfielder as well. Just an all-round solid player. And that's sort of shown in his FUT card. He's always one of these players which has got great stats in all areas. You know, with pretty much 80+ club as soon as he ever gets an inform on the game at this point. So he did get an upgrade last year to an 85. I think we'll see a +1 or maybe even a +2 like I've shown here today to an 86, potentially even an 87 rated item on the game. With that, whoa, we're going to get that 80+ club right from the get-go, and that is going to obviously put a massive price tag on this Belgian midfielder. Also, the fact that he's Belgium, quite a popular nation on FIFA these days, lots of great players and that. it's just going to keep that price skyrocketing. 150 to 200k perhaps for the original base card, and then if he starts to get that inform, and you can see them stats on the right hand side there, they look ridiculous. I think you're going to pay 800k to 1,000,000 coins for the Belgian maestro in midfield. Okay, time for 3 attackers now then to end this video up. Let's talk about Belotti. Believe he came 3rd in the list of top scorers in the Serie A last year with like 26 goals and 7 assists as well. For an attacker, that's very, very good. And he got himself a nice upgrade. He did see that 80 rating in FIFA 17. However, it is time to boost this guy up to a deserved 82 or an 83 overall in-game. The Torino striker could be incredibly usable with 83 pace and shooting, you know, decent dribbling and physical as well. He's going to be more of, I reckon over time, one of those strikers which just comes down in price because he doesn't play for, you know, the biggest club, and, you know, he's not a Juventus striker or a Roma striker that a lot of people are going to be looking out for. So you could get a bit of a gem here, someone that's going to do the business. If he does what he does in FIFA 17 or in last season in real life and scores loads and loads of goals again, we're going to see loads and loads of informs on FIFA 18. The first one would probably be like an 85 overall, and the stats would be awesome, like 85 pace and shooting, boost the dribbling and physical as well to usable levels, and people are going to start paying like 100k or something for a striker like that, because it's either him or the likes of DYBALA, who are obviously going to cost you quite a lot more. He could be sitting in that position, a little bit like the Bundesliga video last week with Timo Werner. You know, Belotti could be that player that just sits in there as sort of like the middle ground in terms of price for a striker on FUT 18. So from 3rd in the list of top scorers, we can move to 2nd in the list. It is Drees Mertens, another Belgian player who is in this Italian league. So Mertens scored 28 goals and got 9 assists in the league last year, so even better than Belotti, and was an 85 in FIFA 17 Ultimate Team. That was an upgrade, I believe, but I think what we're going to see, and what I'm very excited and hope happens a lot, is a +1 upgrade. Yeah, that's fantastic, love that. But also that position change. I believe he is a striker for Napoli now, and I think he's literally said in interviews that he wants to be seen as like a number 9 now. He wants to be seen as an out-and-out striker and not a winger anymore, which is great news for us on FIFA, because I want as many striker items of this guy as possible. With the upgrade, I believe we're going to see something like 90 pace, 90 dribbling, with high shooting and passing as well, and 4-star skills and weak foot, of course. Someone that's going to just tear up those defences at the start of the game, throughout the whole year. You know he's going to be good enough all year long. I think this card, I might have underestimated the price, actually. I put 100k there. I think actually could, if he is like a striker, I think could be 150 to 200k. You know, a strong link to 9 Golan and all that sort of stuff. That puts him into a whole different tier of great players. You could just build a Belgian squad, get the likes of Hazard, Man United, Lukaku, Raja 9 Golan again. Like there's some options here. He's going to cost you a pretty penny. Once he starts getting informs, anywhere from 650k upwards, I would say, is what they're going to start costing you. So start saving now, and you might be able to afford his first inform by around January. That's what I'm recommending. So we're not going to go for the top scorer now to end this video. We're actually going to go for probably the most sought after player in the Serie A. It is, of course, Paulo De Bala, the Argentine attacker who has just taken the number 10 shirt for Juventus. That's a pretty big deal, you know, stepping into the likes of Del Piero's shoes. Is, I reckon, going to see himself getting another upgrade in FIFA 18. So we saw him as an 85, which was a pretty big upgrade at the start of FIFA 17. He then got ratings refreshed and upped again to an 86. And I think we're going to see an 87 rated striker De Bala at the start of FIFA 18. With that comes some awesome stats. 90 pace and dribbling, a little bit like Mertens, but maybe slightly higher shooting, 87 overall, and then 80 passing, something like that. And he's got obviously higher physical than a player like Mertens as well, just because of his previous items, stats and ratings and stuff. Now, again, I might have underestimated the price tag of a player like this. I put 150k. It could be 250, could be 300, I don't even know. It could be a lot of coinage for a player like that. Probably the most sought after player in the Serie A in terms of an attacker and stuff. 4-star skill moves, probably not quite so good on the weak foot, a little bit like Mertens, or not quite as good as Mertens, should I say. I've gone 4-4 for him, and I've gone 4-3 for DYBALA. But you know once DYBALA starts getting informs, which is going to happen, you know it's going to happen. We're going to start to pay over 1 million coins, I think, for a player of this nature. Such good pace, blistering pace, incredible dribbling, tight dribbling on the game, weaving in and out of those defenders, using those 4-star skill moves, cracking shots on that powerful left foot of his. Definitely a player to look forward to at the start and throughout the whole year in FIFA 18. So there you have it, guys. That is me talking about potential player ratings in FIFA 18 in the Italian Serie A. If you would do me a favour and hit that thumbs up button, that would be greatly appreciated. And of course, don't forget to leave a comment of which players I should cover next, such as players that I've maybe missed from this video, from this league, or players from different leagues that I haven't covered already. Thank you so much for the support on this series. I greatly appreciate it. And of course, just in case you didn't already realise, I've made this video like ahead of the game of me going to Gamescom. So potentially there could have been transfers. Some of the players in today's video and even future videos could have moved to different teams, but they obviously weren't, and they were still at the teams in the video at the time of me making it. So bear with me there. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.